My fearless friends, continuing the talk from yesterday about our emotions, about anxiety, people pleasing, I got some great questions about anger. This is why I am live now, because I felt that this is such a great topic to discuss, especially when we are talking about people pleasing and anxiety. And one thing I want to mention before going into this topic is that I don't mention anger too much. This is a side effect of fear, and it happens when you keep your system in a negative state, like not letting go of a certain feeling, situation, or person for far too long. My ideal vision of dealing with our emotions, and I do believe in self-coaching, is to give yourself those very powerful questions that get you out of that state within a few minutes. So that's why I don't mention anger too much, because when you go into anger, it means that you basically need to get more professional help. You need a coach, you need a trainer, you need someone that gets you out of that very powerful emotion of not letting go. Because what happens when you have anger, and I have had a big share of anger management in my early 20s, and you may say, if you listen to my story, did she have them all? I had them all. Panic attacks, depression, anger, severe anxiety, body dysmorphia, you name it. You name it, and I think I'll say yes, I had that as well. Because what happens is they are all connected. So fear lies at the very bottom of them all. What happens next when you don't find a solution and when you stay too long in a particular situation, like I said earlier, you get into anger, and this is really difficult to calm down. However, I can give you some great questions that you can ask yourself, and then let's talk a bit about depression, about panic attacks, and about stress. Really great questions, and I'm so happy that this topic just speaks to you so much. What a hot topic these days, a hot Romanian day with hot topics. Now, the best questions to ask yourself are these ones. Why am I feeling this now? Why am I feeling this now? Why is your magical question, your magical word. Ask yourself this continually until you get that, oh, okay, this was it. Okay, you need to have an aha moment when you finish working on these questions, because otherwise you may be lingering somewhere in between. Now, of course, if you cannot get those aha moments, at least you'll get a bit of awareness of where you are emotionally speaking. But it's really important to continue asking yourself this question. Why am I feeling this? You get the answer, then continue asking yourself the same question until it's okay, yeah, this was it. Now, the second one is, how can I do things better next time? How can I do things better next time? How is what your conscious mind, what your rational mind is going to love deeply, because it's your mind's way of looking for solutions, and you want to look for solutions. You want to find different resources, different emotions, and different feelings that you want to put instead of you feeling frustration, anger, depression, and other unsupportive feelings. And the best term to approach your emotions is to call them unsupportive. It's not that they're negative, it's not that they're bad, they come with a message. And this, my fearless friends, could be the key to understanding who you are, what's happening inside of you. You get to have many messages, many lessons that your mind just brings in front of you, trauma from the past, all sorts of very powerful emotions that you could not have dealt with in the past. It's overwhelming and it's natural. I cannot emphasize this enough. Your emotions are valid. They are so normal and so natural. Probably one of the most natural things in this world is for you to feel the entire spectrum of emotions. You do not want to have yourself numb, not feeling those emotions. And I did this too. And it was terrible. It was so much mental struggle and so much denumbing myself afterwards. And to be honest, I'm still working on this. And yes, my early 20s, it was a savage time. Let's just say that I had a share of everything 10 times, 100 times more than I could have dealt with on the spot. And again, it's normal, it's natural to be overwhelmed by your emotions, and that's why our subconscious mind just stacks them, and eventually it brings them up so that you can process them on the spot when the time comes. When you have a good therapist, when you have a great coach, a great trainer, someone that can truly understand you, not judge you, obviously, and give you the tools so that you can find the best solutions on your own. Now, a bit about depression. What happens to depression is that you linger in an unsupportive state for far too long. You simply are not willing to let go of an emotion, of a feeling, of a situation, or of a person. And again, you need to be kind with yourself. Don't put any shame or any guilt on top of you already having it really hard. And it's very difficult to have such a powerful emotion where you cannot escape from on your own. You obviously need help. Depression is powerful. I want to tell you a bit about my story with postpartum depression, and let me tell you, it was extremely scary. Even if I'm a fear specialist, I'm a trainer for many years now, I've started my personal development journey, and it was around 10 years ago, but I still had this really aggressive postpartum depression because of hormonal imbalances, because of dealing with all sorts of emotional situations within my relationship. I did not feel that I was truly heard and supported by my family, and it was very tough because I could not relate these feelings, this very powerful unsupportive state, to anything. And I kept asking myself, okay, why am I feeling this? What's happening? What's going on? And I literally had no answers. And this is when it got super scary. I went to a psychologist here in Romania, in Timișoara, and they said, it's normal, it's okay. What you feel is perfectly natural, and you cannot truly escape this. And few women have the luxury of not feeling this, but it was tough. And that's why I know that some of you, even if you have a concrete trauma or a situation, a very powerful emotion that you are pretty much aware of, but you still don't get any answers, I know how difficult it is. So my fearless friends, yes, I do believe in self-coaching. As I said earlier, it's really important to work on your own, to ask yourself the best questions. However, know that unless you are feeling better tomorrow, ideally in an hour or two, you need to have someone that's a professional to help you deal and properly process these emotions, because again, depression is no joke. Anger is no joke. It can spiral out of control. And again, I had a lot of anger management issue in my early 20s. It was so painful, and I had a lot to uncover, a lot of frustration that I have built on and gathered on through the years, because I did not know how to use my voice. I had no idea who I was. And again, going back to yesterday's talk about people pleasing and anxiety, I think that now you have an idea how they all come together. Fear is at the very bottom of them all, and anger could be at the opposite pole. And this happens again when you linger too long in an unsupportive state and you cannot find the answers. I've talked about anxiety yesterday. The question that I got today was, okay, how do I deal with anxiety on my own? You have some great questions like, what am I feeling now? This is another amazing question to ask yourself. Grab a pen, grab a piece of paper, and I have this really cute post-it. You can literally use anything. I also have journals, and I have a notebook that I have my phone on right now. And it's important that you pretty much use your hands and write things down, because the pressure of the problem, it starts to really feel so much better. You are going to feel such a great relief. Put this in practice and let me know how it goes. And yeah, before I go, panic attacks. Now, the name of these panic attacks, you have attack. It's basically self-explanatory. Panic attacks are severe, not in a way that I want to scare you, not at all. I just want to bring some things to your attention, meaning that, again, there are things that you can work on your own, but certain things, certain emotions, certain states need more professional, qualified support. And attacks, this happens, you have all sorts of very severe physical symptoms. When you have panic attacks, your system basically comes to attack you. It's you against you. It's you being so frustrated and so turned on in a negative way that you cannot prevent your body from starting to develop certain affections. You may start to have hallucinations as well. You may have anger problems at the same time. And my panic attacks, I have got to say, were extremely scary and powerful, and I just could not see straight. I even had suicidal thoughts at one point. I don't want to go too much into this because it's not really my expertise. I'm mostly with, fear and stress in business, keeping it nice and clean, because there's just so much to unpack when it comes to panic attacks and such severe emotions. And with stress, I also got a question about stress. How can I deal with this? Just have your hands drawing some lines on a piece of paper. This is all you need when you are stressed. Again, these emotions are pretty powerful. What you need to do is to find very simple methods. And I've given you some great questions to work on, like, why am I feeling this now? How can I do things better next time? What am I feeling? However, when you are about to have a very important meeting or something that you have been working on for quite a while and you are about to deliver the message, just to calm down your nervous system, use a pen, draw some lines, draw some circles, and it helps so much with you keeping your stress under your control. Because once you see that, okay, my mind is just getting down here on a piece of paper, it's nothing serious, everything that I considered to be such a major problem is not really this major. I can find solutions. I got this. I've been working on this. I'm well prepared. I'm the specialist. You are going to see that such an easy exercise gives you so much insight, and your mind will start looking for solutions. My fearless friends, I've been talking for quite a bit now. If you have any other questions about fear and stress in business, I'll be very happy to answer them. Thank you to all of your guys' engagement. Thank you for all of the great questions. I'm so happy that these topics speak to you, and I'll see you soon with another great live talk.